I started moving onto my door, and I was going to put all the floorboard and stuff in, and what's happening here is this hinge is basically just worn out inside. It'll lock okay, but I can't get it open. Kind of pry it forward, and then it'll come open. I've done what I could with the hinges here. I might be able to move them forward a little bit, but that's not the problem. I don't know if you can see here, but see, I got an inch of movement, and just a little. It took a little work, but I did get it out. Now that I got it out, I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but at least I've got it out. Looks like there was some kind of a lock or something that went down through the top here. At the very least, I know this bottom rivet's worn out, so I can drill that out and put another rivet in it. If I can get this back of the hasp off. I cut the back of this hinge off. Looks like it was spot welded here, and cut the front of it off, and now I got access to my pieces. Looks like had a couple springs in it, one spring anyway, and it's pretty well busted up. Now I can see what it was supposed to be doing. Looks like all this did was just slide back and forth in this one spring. It's supposed to hold it together. First thing I did here, I just drilled this handle and tapped it for a small fine thread bolt. Now with the bolt in it and tightened down, my lever's got hardly any play in it at all here, maybe just a little bit, which will go away whenever I get it tight, and I'll just weld this bolt here inside. I might be able to put a nut on it. I'm going to try a nut first to see if there's enough room, and I won't have to do any welding in this thing. And I'm pretty sure that this it'll fit in here just fine. I don't know how it works out like that, so I got plenty of room for my nut. Will clear real well. I won't have to do anything to it. Now all I have to do is put it all back together. So I did have to modify my bracket a little bit to make the nut clear, but it's all bolted down good and tight. You can see here it all works properly, doesn't move. And all I have to do is just a little tacking right there, and probably tack this from the back. I could probably just leave it alone because it's plenty strong and it's not going anywhere. And probably even tighten it up a little more than what it is. Well, apparently the way this worked, it had two springs. One returned the handle, and the other one went in this area here. I got a couple little tits on it. Then it had another spring that returned the latch, so that would let the latch move a little bit before it contacted the handle. Kind of a nice design. I'll see what I can find. That's pretty normal size spring. I should be able to find something that'll work. I couldn't find anything that was even near the right size, so what I did was I found a new pull spring and I just stretched it. So it should be a fairly decent push spring now, and it's about the right size to fit in there. So I'll trim it up and see what I can get out of this. Alright, well, I kind of got it together here. Put that other spring in, and I just got it clamped, but you can see it's now pulling the latch completely all the way back to the maximum, and I still got a little bit of spring that's working good here in this part, and it's pretty much all clamped together here. I need to cut the spring off one more little turn, because that's plenty. So next thing I have to do is just to clean it up good with a wire brush and prime it, and then I'll put some paint in it so it'll stay nice and slick. I reground this to where it's not worn out. Still's got a little bit in it, but cleaned it up pretty good. I sprayed it down with this rust remover stuff, and let it soak a while, dry. Then I'll prime these and I can grease it all and put it back together. Next thing I got going on here is this door. I've got good hinge pins in it. They're the right size. It looks like I'm interfering right here in the corner. Well, I played around with my door here, and it looks like I've got it about where it goes. There's a lot of brass right here in this corner I ground out. It's actually into the metal, but it's pretty close, and I'll try to clean it up a little bit with Bondo later. But the main thing is the door's all hitting here good. It's closing properly, and I shouldn't have trouble with it. I cleaned it up, tack welded it all together. Seems to be working good. I think it'll be plenty strong. It doesn't have to hold anything, just keep those springs from popping out. And looks pretty good. Got my door pretty much cleaned up here, and I tapped this top bolt here, drilled it and tapped it, so looks like I'm about ready to just weld this thing in here. Run out of light, but here it is, just rough tacked in. It's good, strong. I need to brace it a little more here and there and grind it off, but it should work good. Yeah, and should open pretty good. Yep. Yep. I got it a little extra tight here. It's in there good and solid and holding the door tight. It opens good. Now I'll just have to clean up my whole area there and grind it down. But anyway, the door works. Looks like we're done for the day. Took me all day long. I did some other stuff, but took all day to do that one door lock. Thank goodness the other one's in pretty good shape. Just little by little. Barrel's all in and doors in. Frame's pretty solid.